I mean, how ridiculous is that advice? I can't even get a GP's appointment to sort my back out. But yet, somehow, they want us to get an ambulance with a doctor on board as well to come down from a local hospital, come into our garage every time we're unsure of someone's state of mind to make sure they're fit and proper in order to buy a car. I mean, bonkers. Absolute bonkers. This video is sponsored by Vehicle Score. Vehicle Score is a free vehicle checking service which you can visit by going to vehiclescore.co.uk. Simply type in your registration number to get your free unique score. Your score is unique to your vehicle and you can compare it to the vehicles in Vehicle Score's database. It uses information such as the MOT and mileage history, but also gives you lots of free information as well about your vehicle, whether that's information on the vehicle data itself, estimated valuation, gives you an estimated lifespan of the car, gives you all the mileage history, all the MOT history. It gives you lots of free information, and if you want more you can get more because Vehicle Score offers some of the most comprehensive checks out there. Their checks will make sure your vehicle has never been involved in an accident, never been recorded on an insurance database whether a Cat N or a Cat S, has never been a unrecorded write-off, that's where the vehicle has gone through a salvage auction and may have been sold without you knowing that it's been previously damaged. It also checks to make sure the vehicle has got no outstanding finance on it, make sure it hasn't been used as a taxi, imported or exported. The checks are some of the best value you'll find out there, and best of all, you get a discount for being a Car UK viewer. Simply type in Car UK 20 to any of those paid checks and you will get 20% off. But remember guys, the basic service is completely free, so simply go to vehiclescore.co.uk and give them a try. Hi there, welcome back to the channel and here to the car pitch in Crewe. So what has my week been like? Well, pretty strange I'll have to say. As you can see from the title of this video, it's not been a great week, and then also a few other things as well. Spanner's been thrown in the works, which has made it, well, probably the worst week I've had since I've arrived here in August. But we'll talk about that in a minute because I'm going to need to sit down to explain the story of what I've experienced this week with one customer in particular. But first of all, let's see what's been going on the pitch. To be honest with you, not a lot because there is not a great deal left, but we'll have a look around anyway. There's a few vehicles that are coming on board, so I'll have a quick roundup of what's been sold and how we're progressing on with stuff on the pitch. Let's have a look. Okay, so as we can see, we do have a lot of vehicles in the yard, but we don't have a lot really on sale. In fact, actually, we've got very little on sale. We've been selling, again, it's been a very busy January, and even February as well has been relatively busy in reality to how many cars we actually physically have. So, I'm not quite sure where we're up to with the last updates, but we've got a Mariva sold, which was parked over here, came in, subscriber sold it to us. That hadn't even been prepped or anything like that. It literally just been driven up the road. It's been parked up waiting to go through the workshop. Lady came on immediately, just asked what she was after. I gave her a price and she said, yeah, I'll have it. I explained to her, it's not ready, can't test drive it. You want to come back at another later date, it's not a problem. She's like, nope, I want to buy it. I'll wait, no problem. Okay, fair enough. So that one's sold. We've also had the Peugeot up and ready for sale, the 208. This is the one with the little marks on the roof we mentioned in the last update video. That vehicle was sold, however it's now unsold, and we'll talk more about that later because that is the culprit of this video and the title as well. So we had a sale on that and it all went very disastrously wrong, so we'll mention that in a minute. Other things as well been going on, we've sold the Audi A3, that's a subscriber as well. That is, again, very little done with that on the prep side of it. I've been ordering bits up for it. Again, because we've not been able to get any cars really sort of up and ready because we've been dealing with sold cars for pretty much 2 weeks now. This has been sort of laid up in the corner here. It got pushed on the front. We had people miring to come and view it. I had a subscriber who came actually down with his father, and basically they wanted the car. So come back from Valley. It has been cleaned up now, and we've now started the process of getting stuff organised for it. So again, getting the glove box fixed. I had to get a new stereo for it because the CD player wasn't working. I've had to organise a door card as well. So that is progressing nicely. Hopefully she'll have that finished in the next week or so and get that out to the customer as well. We've also had a few bits come in. So we've got notable first thing is this little KA that's come in on an 11 plate. Again, big waiting prep sign in the window. I bought this off a trader friend of mine. Does drive okay, however it does have a typical Fiat 500 problem. It is a Fiat 500 at the end of the day. Don't let the Ford K badge fool you, they're just Fiat 500s. It's got a noisy gearbox, so it's not a disaster. It's not a crunchy gearbox, it's just a whiny bearing gearbox, which isn't too bad. We do have an avenue to have them fixed, relatively straightforward and cheap. It's when they start crunching. Remember the yellow one? That one's that's like horrendous in gears. When they like that, it's like double the price to have them repaired, and it can be unviable. But that one's not too bad. It was bought at right money. We're aware of the fault anyway when we bought it. Like I said, it was off a trader friend, so we've accounted that in the price we paid for it. Little cheapy one, then. Nice little car, that. They sell well, them little KAs. It's not mileagey or anything like that, so it will sell. But like I said, first thing I'm going to do, rip the box out of it and get it refurbed. Obviously, with a reconditioned box with a warranty on it, it's just going to help sell the car anyway. And obviously, once all clean, it's only done 62,000, so it will make a car. But at the moment, like most stuff here, we can't get anywhere near anything. I've got a Toyota Yaris Auto I've not even looked at. I've got a blue Focus which was on the truck, which is we bought from auction about a month or so ago. That's just parked up there. That needs looking at as well. I've got a Chevrolet Aveo which has come in, which is basically effectively just a GM parts bin with a Vauxhall engine shoved underneath it. Chevrolet being originally Daewoo. So this is a Chevrolet Aveo in blue. Nice thing, but does need a bit to work on the engine. So it's usual Corsa problems, noisy chain on it, stuff like that. So we've got to do all that side of it. So that's why the bonnet's up. So again, being queued up to be done. I've got a white Fiesta that needs a lucky engine looking at, which is not an EcoBoost. It's a 125 petrol one, which are usually reliable. However, this one isn't. So that needs looking at as well. It's just everywhere I look, there seems to be a lot of big jobs coming in. But we had to have some progress this week in getting some stuff on sale. So we've got this Clio up for sale. Not sure we mentioned that before. Little diesel Clio, which we bought off a subscriber. Little 1.5 diesel with about 70,000. That's up on sale now. We've had a bit of interest on that, so that's good news. The 208, as I mentioned earlier, is on sale again at 2,995. We've gone with that. This is the one with the dent marks on the roof, and which, if I'm honest with you, you look at it now, you can't even see. So it's priced really sensibly. I've priced it up effectively at sort of Cat D money, even though it's HPI clear. It should be retailing about 3,995, but it's retailing at 2,995. So absolute bargain. We've already had people looking at it. We've already sold it once, which we'll talk about in a minute. But that all went pear-shaped. But I expect that to be not on sale very long, because it does drive extremely well and free road tax. We've also got a Mondeo diesel just come in. Bought at the weekend. Nice thing that. Bit mileage, done 120, but we do seem to sell these even with big miles on. It's 11 plate facelift one. Does drive excellent. Really nice thing. Just needs a quick bit of fettling on the servicing. To be honest with you, it doesn't need a lot doing to it. It's like it drives exceptionally well. So I've just shut that up at $24.95. We sell a lot of Mondeo diesels. They don't usually last very long, as in, they sell pretty quick. They're a popular thing. Even though they're a bit mileagey, we've still managed to get rid of them. And the 2 litre ones in particular, quite reliable. Got a 107 on sale. Again, bought off a subscriber. This is a nice thing. $32.95 on a 12 plate. I think it's done about 70,000 miles, I remember rightly. It might be 80,000 miles, apologies. It's a nice car, come up well. Has been to paint, had been mopped all over, had a few little bits of paint done to it, but it has come up really, really well. And I say, it's a nice car. We sell these all day long. Puts on sale yesterday. We've already had people open the doors on it, having a look at it. So I expect that to be probably gone within the next few days. The record we've got at the moment for C1s and IGOs, etc. on sale is about 6 days. That's the longest we've had one on sale for, because usually someone comes on or rings up and buys them. I have got a few of these as well, actually. I've got a couple of 107s and some C1s coming in. So if anyone is interested in that type of tackle, please let me know. Quick update on the Zafira. It's now back from paint. So it's so we saw this a few weeks ago on the channel. Picked it up from the Breeze. It had a sticker on the window. Gate man had his stickers out again. Anyway, it's been brought back here. We did a job card on it, so we started the process of getting some jobs done on it. Went to paint first, just to sort of really get it out of the way and obviously address the paint issues. I don't even remember, it had a little bit of rot down here on the sill either side. Had quite a few marks on the bumper that should have been painted. We've had all the car mopped as well and sort of flattened a little bit just to get rid of some marks. Quartz was badly damaged here and scratched, been repaired. Like I said, it's all been sorted out now and looking a lot better. I say the car's come up quite bright. Still a lot of work to do on it. We've got to get a rear light for it because it's a bit misted up. I've got a dodgy switch pack on the door, which is affecting that window, so we've just removed it for now because the window kept going down. Just a few bits and bobs like that. Seatbelt buckle into order. He's a lambda sensor because he's throwing an engine light on every 10-20 miles. Just bits and bobs. So the main things we sorted out were the steering. Remember, this had a really dodgy steering. It was all, pump wasn't working properly. Got a second-hand unit off a breaker friend of mine. It's about 40 quid for a rack and pump. Wasn't a great deal of money. And they got next door to fit that for us because we were a bit tied up at the time. Also, clutch did feel a bit high. I was umming and ahhing about the clutch when I put it on the truck. I convinced myself that it did need doing. Whilst the subframe was off to do all the rack and the pump anyway, it just made sense to do a clutch while we were there. So I had a clutch in it as well. So it's progressing. So you need tyres on it. It needs rear shockers as things down for it. It needs a caliper, rear brakes. There's still loads to do. So we'll come back to that at a later date. But it is progressing. Like I said, we'll be able to smarten this up a bit more. It's had a valet. It's been to the valet today. It had a quick shampoo and valet, but just wants a bit more sort of detailing inside. And they've done the best for 60 quid, can we say, and it's come up right, but we'll still a long way to go. Another week or so I think on that, and we could probably get that ready for retail. I've got a couple of people interested in it. There's a list, so I've got to speak to a subscriber who's already firmly put his name down for it, so we'll see how that goes. So we'll see how that progresses this week for the workshop and see how it goes on in the next update. Okay, right, taking refuge in this affair. It's a bit quieter in here, a lot going on. So what has happened, as the title of this video suggests? There's been a bit of an altercation that's happened over the last few days. So we'll go back last week, very busy week. Sold a few cars on the Thursday and sold a car on the Friday as well, which was the Peugeot 208, which I mentioned there. Had a lady on looking around. She saw a couple of cars. To be honest, by this point we didn't have really much left. We don't got much left at all. We've got about 5 or 6 cars left on sale. About 20 we should have. Anyway, she sees these 2 cars, a Fiesta. She was interested in that, then she dismissed it because it was a bit mileagey. So she went for the Peugeot. A little bit more money, but a lot less miles and free road tax. That sort of solved the deal for her. She wanted that. Now, it'd be fair to say this lady was, on first impressions, a little bit odd. Now, I know you should judge a book by its cover, but there are some people who just stand out, and she was one of those individuals. She was particularly odd in the way she was sort of engaging in conversation. She would be mumbling to herself when she wasn't talking to people, and kept looking over her shoulder a little bit suspiciously, like nervous. Had a great big suitcase she was carrying around her, which seemed a little bit odd. There was just a few signs there that this wasn't a normal character, shall we say. I'm being very PC here. Nonetheless, when you actually spoke to her in conversation about the cars and she was interested in, she did know what she was talking about, and she was after a car. She was explaining what she'd previously had and what she was after. She knew all about the car and everything like that, and she understood what the model was. She was taking it all in. She even knew it was free road tax. So there was a bit of dialogue there, which sort of relieved us a little bit, especially my colleague who was dealing with the sale. Anyway, I went over it initially because I was a little bit concerned, because she did seem, like I said, a little bit odd character. My colleague went along with it for a while just to see where it was going, because you don't always know. Don't judge a book by its cover. There's plenty of odd people we've dealt with over the years in this business, recently, and the last business, who've been absolutely fine. They just are what they are. They're characters. That's fine. And he went on a test drive with a lady. She was happy with the Peugeot. And when he come back off the test drive, he come up to me in a conversation and said, look, and she is odd, but she test drive was fine. No issues there. Driving license is fine. Well, I think we should be going ahead with the sale. If she wants to go ahead, I think we'd be okay to do a deal with her. So I was like, all right, no problem. I'm still a little bit concerned, but I left it to the judgment of my colleague. He'd been on a test drive with her. He'd been speaking to her, asking her questions. He was happy with the answers he was giving. She had a license, stuff like that, and she wanted the car. So what else can you really do? So we took a deposit off her. I actually went out first, actually. So I went out to collect a vehicle, come back. My colleague took a deposit. However, she was adamant that the deposit must be by cheque. Now, if it was me dealing with it, I wouldn't have took a cheque off her. That would have been the end of the conversation. I would have turned away the deal, because I don't like taking cheques, because it's an old-fashioned method of payment. Even though I still use them, but I use them for parts accounts, it's very different. But for buying a car, if you're going to pay by cheque, you'll be waiting around for a long time to clear. The banks don't like them anymore. I have to mess about going to town. I'd rather just have a card machine payment would be my first preference, or bank transfer. They're my preferences. Dealing with cheques is a pain. Even cash is a pain now, because it's not like you can do anything with cash these days. You don't think, oh yeah, paying your cash, oh yeah, cash. Thinking, yeah, no, that's worse for me. And cash is not good for me. I have to go to the bank and get charged for it. I can't hide it under a pillow at home. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's not half a daily. The cars are all logged in and on stock books. You can't just make thousands of pounds disappear. It's just people's mindset that they think cash is king these days. It's just not when it comes to the car game. But anyway, drifting off. So she paid by cheque. Look, so we got the cheque now. It's only a deposit, £200. Let's just get it in the bank. It'll probably clear by Tuesday. This is the Friday last week. If probably clear by Tuesday. She's not picking the car up till Wednesday, Thursday anyway. We're going to ring her when it's ready to collect. She's aware of that. She understood that. No problem. Let's just crack on. So goes down the bank, puts it straight in. That actually did clear, by the way, because you're wondering if that was the issue. No issue at all. The check actually cleared on the Tuesday. However, this is the Friday now. We've put the check in and she's bought the car. Saturday comes, the following day, and the lady is back at the gate at 9 o'clock in the morning. As soon as we're open, she's here. Now, that isn't even out of the ordinary, but she was asking, is the car ready? And I kind of think, well, no, the car's not ready because we're waiting for your check to clear and we're not going to start it until Tuesday, Wednesday next week to pick up for Thursday. So only got to have a service, only got to have MOT, it's already been pre-checked. The car will be ready next week as we explained to you. She was like, okay, no problem. Well, can I pay the rest of the balance then? To which we say, well, not really. We don't want you to pay the balance. We like to pay the balance on the day you collect it. I don't like taking money off people in advance. I just take a deposit. That's how I work. I like to be fair. Because if someone changes their mind, look, it's non-refundable. But £200 is different than someone having thousands of pounds and then changing their mind. I just don't want that inconvenience. If people want to change their minds, that's fine. There is a cost to me if I'm prepping a car and someone changes their mind, which is why I have a small holding deposit. But I don't want people paying up front in advance. It's just too messy. Pay for the car when it's done. That's how I work. And I tried to explain that to her. She wasn't having it. She says, I can't sleep at night last night. I'm here now. I need to pay for the car. Okay, fine. We'll take the payment off you. I'm not happy about it. I don't want you to do this, but if you want to, that is fine. And if you change your mind, I will give you your money back without any question. No problem. It's fine. So we did. Anyway, took the payment. She paid by card. She did ask to pay by check. I said, that's not happening. I'm not taking a check for that amount. You're paying by card. She paid on the card machine, went through, no problem. So, explain to her again, do not turn up now until Wednesday next week. The car will be ready then. We'll ring you Tuesday. We then find out, the next time she turned up is on the Monday. That's when we physically saw her again. She had actually been on the Sunday because a neighbour had said that you had someone outside your gate with a suitcase on the Sunday. Were you aware of that? No, but she was also been on the Sunday. She'd been down there on the Sunday. On Monday comes, we open up, 9 o'clock in the morning. She's there, back at the gate. Is the car ready? I was like, no, the car's not ready. Has it been for its MOT? No, the car's not been for its MOT. It's going today, as we explained to you on Saturday and on Friday. I'm now really concerned, and I'm gotten to the point now thinking, I need to refund this lady. I think this is going to be cause an issue. I'm concerned about her. She doesn't seem to be remembering things properly. Obviously, she's been acting quite odd. Or she seems quite odd anyway, but she was acting really odd now. She was walking out the office and then talking to herself, coming back in. Something was not right at all, and I was not happy with the transaction. So I've called my colleague over and said, look, I'm not happy with this. I think we need to refund this lady now because she's not listening. We've told her numpteen times that the car's going to be ready Wednesday. She's just not having it. So I goes back out to talk to her. We walk back in the room and she says, I want the car now. If I don't get the car today, I'm going to see my solicitor and sue you. I was like, right, that's it. You've just definitely confirmed it for me now. This is not normal. I said to her, I'm giving you money back. I says, then she starts going on. She's going to see a solicitor. She's going to ring the police. She doesn't want her money back. It's her property. It's her car. She wants her keys for her car. She wants to drive it away now. She's just not listening at all and just not being at all rash or anything like that. It's just not listening. And I said, right, well, that's fine. I said, look, I'm giving you money back. You're having a refund. I need to sort this refund out for you. Which she just replied, can I take the car? No, you can't take the car. When is it going to be ready? The car's not going to be ready for you. You're not having it. I need to give you a refund. She says, right, okay, I think it's best to have a refund. She turns around, then walks out the door, and then just basically walks away. And then we can't stop her. She won't listen. She's gone. It's just like, oh no, what is going on here? This is strange. Later on that afternoon, we got no way. We don't know how to pay her. We don't know whether do we send her the money back. We haven't got the bank details for her. She gave us a check, but the check's now been banked, and we don't have the details on it. What are we going to do? She eventually rings in the afternoon again, saying the same question: when's the car going to be ready? Can I pick it up today? No, you can't pick up today. Oh, tells us that we weren't open that morning. She's been down and we weren't open. I said, no, you were open. You've been in. You've spoken to us. We've already had a discussion with you. Does not remember. And in the end, I say, look, please, can you come down tomorrow and I can issue you a refund? She finally then says, no problem. I'll be down tomorrow. I'll have a refund. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock. No one there. Okay, walks in, opens the shutters, turns the heating on, turns the compressor on, goes back in the office. There's a lady standing with a suitcase, looking at me. Is the car ready yet? Oh no, here we go. No, it's not ready, my love, because we're giving you a refund, aren't we? I thought you were supposed to come in at 3:15, but you're here now. No problem. Let me get you refunded. She went, no, I'd much rather have the car. She said, you're not having the car. That's not happening. You're having a refund. Where am I paying this money to? Give me your bank details. Oh, you're not having bank details. If I'm having a refund, I want a cheque, and I'll only take a cheque only. You can't have a cheque. I can't give you a cheque for £3,000. It's not going to happen. I says because, well, one is I didn't want to give her a cheque because you don't know when she's going to bank it. When is she going to bank it? It's going to be just going to go on for days and days and days. I've got to make sure she's going to remember to put it in the bank. I just thought, no, she's having cleared payment in funds back into the bank where I can prove it's done, give her a copy of it and go, there you go. Put that in your pocket. She's done. And she wasn't having it. None of it. She goes, I want a cheque. If I don't get a cheque, I'm ringing the police. I'm ringing my barrister, she said, actually. She got a barrister on retention, would you believe? The amount of people who seem to have barristers on retentions is surprising me in this day and age. I said, you can ring the police. To be honest with you, I'm tempted to ring the police myself because I am really concerned about your state of mind and vulnerability here, which is why I'm not dealing with this transaction. And now you're refusing to leave as well until you get a cheque. I said, I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to ring the police. To which she says, that's fine, ring them. No problem. So I thought, right, well, I've got to do something. She's refusing to leave. She wants a cheque. I can't give her a cheque. The cheque's not going to clear anyway because my cheques are capped at £500 because they're only meant for sort of paying for parts and stuff. It's a hassle to give her a cheque. And like I said, I didn't want that issue. I wanted just to give her cleared funds. So I rings the police, explains the situation to them. They said they're going to send someone to have a word with her so they can try and resolve it. They said they'll be there as soon as they can. I go back and speak to the lady. One last chance for my colleague to try and get to take cleared funds. She wasn't having it. Then asked, when's the car going to be ready? When's the MOT been done? I'm going round in circles. So when she said, look, I've called the police now. I said, I'm really sorry. So if I'm about to call the police, they're going to have to speak to you because we're saying something's not quite right here and I'm really concerned about you. To which she then basically turned around, went straight out the door and then ran off again. I was like, no, where are we going with this? I don't believe this. Anyway, I did resolve this issue. There's actually quite a funny story what the police said as well, because they took about an hour to actually get in contact with us, and in the end didn't actually turn up. I'll come back to that in a sec, because they actually really shocked me about what they said. This is a brilliant bit of advice the police give you. I'll come back to that in a minute. I actually turned around. In the end, I actually had a brainwave. I thought, right, I know how to get this lady paid. Get to the bank, get a copy of the cheque she gave us. We've got the sort code account number on it, and then we can just pay her. You can get the bank to make a payment to the person, make sure it's the correct person, get it paid. So I went down there with all the paperwork, the ID, all this lark, got hold of the cheque and managed to get the payment back to her by the bank transfer. So in the end, we did get the money back to her. We got proof of payment and their bank have acknowledged they've had the money. So I thought, right, good. We've got proof that we've paid the woman back, refunded, reference, all sorted. And the lady then rang up that afternoon, same thing going on and on again. Is the car ready? Blah, blah, blah. I said, no, you've now been refunded. I said, please don't call again. If you do, I will ring the police. Don't come here again. Don't call again. To which she replied, she's going to go see a solicitor, which I'll wait for a barrister to contact me. But yeah, so that was that. That's now resolved. Hopefully, we've had no contact with her today. We've had nothing's been. She's not turned up, and we've had no calls. So hopefully that is now being resolved. That's a very strange situation. However, the police's advice was an absolute belter. The police rang up and said, "Well, is the lady still on site?" I went, "Well, no, she's gone now. Actually, she's now left." She's like, well, there's actually no breach of the peace anymore, so we're not going to attend. But can you just recap what's happened? So my colleague explains the situation to a lady on the phone, and to which her advice was, well, why don't you just sell her the car? And she's like, no, you've not listened to me. We're really concerned about this lady. Why are we going to sell her a car and carry out a financial transaction, which could be of risk to us as well? And, the liability is on us if we sell a car to someone and take money off someone who's not of sound mind or anything like that. We've got to be really careful. There is vulnerable people, and we have to be careful. We're dealing with people of a good state of mind. To which was then the copper literally just like blew up and said, well, how do you know this person's not of sound mind? You're not a doctor. It's not your job to make that view. So my colleagues on the phone and loudspeaker going, well, no, I'm not a doctor, but I've got a bit of common sense and I do know when something's not quite right, and we have made the view that this person is not quite right. We're not happy to deal with her. Oh, well, I think that's a very strange attitude to take. Why can't you just sell her the car? And I'm thinking, am I hearing this right? Are the police here not listening to a word we're telling about this poor vulnerable woman and just want us to sell her the car because it's the easiest option? To which then she said, well, look, we're not going to attend. It's a civil matter, which in fairness it is. But if this happens again, this is what you need to do. and God's honest truth, this is what was said, and I hope there's a recording somewhere, because this would be brilliant if we could ever get access to it. If you have an issue with a customer buying a car, you need to get an ambulance to come to your garage with a doctor and make sure they have a test there to make sure they're of sound mind before purchasing a vehicle. And what? Did I hear that right? I'm just like, I'm the colleagues on the phone, and even he's just speechless, going, you want us to do what? And it's just like, yeah, you need to get medical advice and get someone to make sure they're clearing before they're buying a car. And I'm just, at this point, I've said to my colleague, look, put the phone down. For the love of God, put the phone down. Because this advice she's given is just like the most ridiculous piece of information you'd ever heard off a copper. I mean, it probably wasn't a copper. It's probably some, worker or, someone who works the phones or whatever, giving advice, whatever. That's fine. I mean, how ridiculous is that advice? I can't even get a GP's appointment to sort my back out. But yet, somehow, they want us to get an ambulance with a doctor on board as well to come down from a local hospital, come into our garage every time we're unsure of someone's state of mind to make sure they're fit and proper in order to buy a car. I mean, bonkers. Absolute bonkers. The conversation ended then. I said, get that phone down. Waste of time. Please put the phone down. So my colleague put the phone down. And I said, right, let's just go to the bank and get this sorted. Anyway, it got sorted. So the very strange set of events were concluded. The woman has not been back since. So we've seemed to have addressed the issue. Like I said, I've never come across stuff like that. I mean, I've had strange characters you've dealt with over the years. I mean, you've had the odd altercation with someone who doesn't listen or isn't understanding you. That can happen. But that is a new one on me. Anyway, move on. We've got to try and rebuild now for February, get some more stock on the pitch, get this behind us, get ourselves sort of motivated again, get some of this stock up on sale, get the Facebook page with some cars on, because I keep getting married about that. I say I've literally got nothing to put on. That's the reality of the situation, and it's just all going so quick. But I will try and update the Facebook page with some stock for you. Of course, we'll be going the auctions again very soon. I've got more auction videos coming out over the next week or so make sure you check them out as well, guys. And we'll do another pitch update, a proper pitch update as well later this week, and hopefully by then we would have progressed a bit further and got a few more cars on the pitch and see how February goes. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you all in the next one.